Should I start an LLC for my freelance business? My name is Andrew Ayers. I'm a business law and estate planning attorney with offices in Edina, Minnesota and New York City. And today let's look at 7 benefits you can get from creating an LLC for your freelance business. Now, the decision to start a business is a big step forward for you, but it doesn't have to be as intimidating as it often seems to people. So when my clients are setting up a new business, they often will shoot first. They'll start working immediately, they'll get their business off the ground, and then later they'll come back to me and say, wait a second, what do I need to do now? Are there any legal filings I have to do? What are those next steps? So if this is the boat you find yourself in, don't worry. A lot of people do it that way. We can go back, we can clean things up, and we can make sure we have you set up for the right corporate structure if you need one for your LLC. So there's plenty of resources out there, even on my channel, that talks about both the benefits and the drawbacks of incorporating your business, whether you operate as a sole proprietorship or whether you operate as an incorporated business. Today we're going to look at 7 benefits of using an LLC for your freelance business. The first benefit is the one that most people will come to me about, and that's simply personal asset protection. So when we're operating a business as an LLC, what we're doing is we're protecting your personal assets so that if somebody sues your business, they're not able to go after your house, your personal car, your personal bank accounts, and the liability you have as a business owner is going to be limited to the LLC and the LLC's assets. This is like rule number 1, the big one thing everyone's looking for with the LLC is always the personal asset protection. So if that's what you're looking for, that's where we want to start on that journey with an LLC for your freelance business. Benefit number 2, it gives you a professional image. So not everybody wants to operate under their name. They may have a brand name they want to use, especially if you're creating a product. You probably don't want it tied to your name. You want it being the blue widget or whatever you are making. So it gives you a professional image to have an LLC be the face of the business, as opposed to you personally. This also helps down the road if you would like to sell the business, because it's a lot easier for someone to buy the blue widget company than it is to buy John Smith. Because John Smith is tied to your image, your personality, it's you in the marketing, whereas that blue widget company is an LLC that we can all tie this to. Number 3, the third benefit we can get, there's a lot of tax benefits. This is where it's important that we work with professionals, your accountant, your business attorney. Make sure you talk to the professionals about the various ways you can set it up for tax purposes. As a default, it's set up as a pass-through entity, meaning the money comes directly through to you as the single member owner of an LLC. But as we take on partners down the road or we take on employees, we may want to switch around the tax classification of that LLC, and that's where that accountant comes in very handy, because you don't want to spend your days reading the tax code, you want to spend your days working on your business. Number 4, a benefit, you get a more flexible management structure. So unlike other entities, an LLC offers a lot of flexibility in how you want to set it up and how you want to run it. You have the option, you can be a single member, you can be a sole owner and have a manager, you can have employees, you can have multiple members of an LLC. There's a lot of flexibility in your corporate structure when you're using that LLC for your freelance business. Number 5, and this ties back into number 1, there's a separation of your personal and your business finances. So if you're a freelancer and you're just doing some work on the side, you can set up a bank account, which you should do, because we want to be able to make sure that we're keeping our personal and our business expenses separate. When you have an LLC, you contact the IRS, you get a separate tax ID number for that LLC, and it makes it easy to then go to the bank and get a business bank account. And then we have a nice, clear delineation between your business accounts and your personal accounts. You can get business credit cards, you can have business loans, all kinds of business finances that are separate and apart from your personal finances. So we separate the finances, and that ties back into number 1. We also are able to protect your personal assets. Number 6, we have business continuity. Now this is important, as we talked about before when we look at how we set the company up, is an LLC can be sold and sold and sold by the name of the person, whereas by the name of the company. Whereas if we're operating just as John Smith as a sole proprietor, it's much harder to sell the business. In fact, what you'll often find is that buyers won't really want the business. They'll want the assets of the business. They'll want your inventory. They'll want your customer lists, but there's really no business to sell, as opposed to an LLC, which has a clear business. It has a business banking account. It has a tax ID. It has books and records, a P&L statement, profit and loss statement. So there's assets and easy things that can be transferred. And so that business continuity means that it can be sold. And also it means that if something happens to you and you die or you become incapacitated, somebody else can step in and run the business while you are sick, or if you're dead, someone can step in and take over the business. And this is an important part in business continuity of the work I do with estate planning. So if you're a business owner and we're setting up an LLC for your freelance business, let's also make sure we have a personal estate plan in place so that if something happens to you with your business, we know where it's going to go, who will operate it, and we can even set up a business trust, for example, where your interest in the trust can own the business if you're in a state that allows for that. And number 7, the final benefit, increased privacy. You don't always want your name on everything. Let's say you start a big business and things are going great in town. You may not want everybody to know you own that business. What if there's some controversy in the news and people are not happy with something that happened with one of your products or a social media post? If it's under the name of an LLC, it gives you a little bit of anonymity. And if you've ever worked in the past with celebrities or you pay attention to influencers online, they will all use an LLC for this reason. They probably don't want their real name out there. They want a trade name, for example, Mr. Beast on YouTube. And Mr. Beast has his own LLC that operates his YouTube channel and operates his various enterprises. So what we can do with that LLC is we can give you a little increase of privacy. And so that not everybody knows who the owner of that LLC is, and you can have a variety of reasons why you'd like that to have happen. So if you're starting your freelance business, or if it's already started and you're not sure if an LLC is right for you, let's set up a call and we can talk about it. You can go to my website, andrewmayers.com. There's a red legal strategy session button on the main page. If you click that, you'll be taken to my personal calendar page. We could set up a 15 or 20 minute phone call and discuss where you and your business are in the process and if an LLC makes sense for you and your freelance business. If you like this video, you can hit the like button or hit the thumbs up. You can share it. You can subscribe to the channel. And if you're starting that freelance business and you're not sure what to do next, let's set up a call and we could talk and get you on the right path.